Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Live from Salem, it's Friday night. And so this must be Mercy TV Live. You're tuned into, so here we are to let you have it.
You know it, and if you have any questions, give us a call. Perry, because we can answer them.
Yeah, we have questions regarding how to get your card, where to find medicine now, how to get growing yourself or to find a grower, and best methods on medicating. And that's one of the more important items that we're getting these days.
Well, and a lot of people are trying to find plants and strains. And another big thing lately has been about PTSD and about what kind of medicine to use with the PTSD.
Well, a lot of different circumstances about around how folks are going to be medicating. In many cases, they don't want to smoke, or some of the more traditional means that folks are aware of. So, we want to try to educate them on different ways for them to medicate to best benefit them. During the day, you want to possibly medicate one way, and another, like at night, you want to do something along the lines of, make some canna butter, and with that, make some cookies, and use that to give you that, night's sleep, which is one of the things that the folks with PTSD really need.
Well, and that's the thing we was talking about, because the sleep is what they're really lacking. And by getting some sleep, it allows them to have a good day.
Right.
And by having a good start of the day, also allows them to eat in the morning. Oh yeah, and if they have something to eat in the morning, like a little butter in their oatmeal or a little butter on their toast, all of these things are very good for them, and they don't have to eat a lot.
And well, the cannabis is good for their anxiety during the day. It gives them an appetite so they can have a good meal too. And there's so much more to the benefits there. If they're also on medication to use in conjunction with it, or they're experiencing nausea and some other side effects, the cannabis usually helps with that as well. So it's like win-win.
Well, and that's
for
what
cannabis.
they're finding with the side effect thing, is that cannabis will help them with the side effects of the other pills that they're already taking. And that leads me to think of the people in the hospital. Well, because a lot of people in the hospital have not talked to their doctors, their families, or their nurses, or anybody about cannabis.
Right. Well, like the veterans, they have a real hard time, talking about their issue in general, much less talking about this alternative medicine for it. So it's very difficult. And yet they're going through the same things that the people at the hospital are going through, that cascading medicines. They've got to take one medicine for this and another medicine for the side effects like we were talking about. And then the side effect from that medicine takes another medicine and so forth. It's a whole house of prescriptions, cards for prescriptions and so forth. It's, not healthy for the folks there.
Well, and the people in the hospital, bro, they get discouraged. So that's what I'd like to tell the people up in the hospital. Don't get discouraged. It is hard not to get discouraged, but if you have this conversation, you talk to your doctors, you talk to your family, you talk to your nurses, talk to everybody. Talk to them. Tell them you've seen. Talk to them you want to investigate. Talk to them, because there's a lot of stuff online. You can find all of the stuff out if you investigate. And you know what? There's people willing to help, and you can get the help you need. So if you haven't tried it, you should look into it, because it's very important. A lot of people feel like, wow, there's nothing left. They've taken all the treatments and done all the drugs, and there's nothing left.
No, they're really, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be going to cannabis as their last option. It should be the first thing they're looking at. But still, the stigma remains with it. There hasn't been any let up in the amount of propaganda going on about it. They still say it has no medical value. That's still the official federal government line. They still declaring that it kills, that it's possible to die from it and so forth, and that's not true. So the folks who are seeking to get authorized, to get their medicine, to get growing themselves, to get those resources to get growing, all that stuff, are still running against that tide of canna bigotry.
Well, if there's people and they need some help, please come by the office. We're open Monday through Friday, 12 to 6. You can give us a call anytime there. You can give us a call here tonight, 503-363-4588.
Or you can visit us on the web at www.mercycenters.org. Please visit, check it out, all those issues that we talked about. Best methods on medicating. Folks talked about cannabutter, cannabis oil, how to make it. Of course, there's a number of varieties. You know, you can take the petroleum-based solvents and, you know, try to make the cannabis oil that has been made so famous in the form of Charlotte's Web and others, where it's a very concentrated small dosage there. But there's also using organic solvents and making like grapeseed oil, coconut oil, as well as the butter. You know, these organic compound olive oil. I'm sorry, that's the one I was trying to come up with there. And this product, this cannabis-infused oil, can not only be used in baking and other modes of medicating, but can also be rubbed on, can be applied topically. And as we've been finding out, there's a number of unique benefits to that particular modality. You know, first off, the medicine is applied right to the point of, you know, concern, whether it's the pain, the stiffness, all those other things that come with it. But also, there's no toxicity. Folks don't test positive for it. They don't get high from it, and all that's, you know,
well,
that's
a lot
amazing.
of people have told me it does help, but they have to keep doing it. Well, that's a lot better than having your liver and kidneys fail.
Well, you know, the issue. Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, cool.
All right,
I
caller.
was asked to call. My name's Eric. And I was asked to call around 7 o'clock this evening, and here I am. Get your questions in order. I don't have a lot of voice.
All right, Eric, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm blessed beyond my discernment.
Well, how does cannabis do you?
Well, it does me just fine if I wait until I have nothing else to do in the evening. You know, I got a job to do. Well, you know, let's say a person drinks a couple beers and they might want to make love. The next person drinks a couple beers and might get in a fight. So drugs affect people differently.
Right.
So does the cannabis make you less active?
It gives me peace. You know, a way to breathe a little easier. You know, and I was calling you guys before, trying to get away to. I wouldn't have to smoke it. I could just get a little, try to get tea, and I got some good advice about the lactose mixture and how the molecules go, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, so that's been working for you as a way to medicate?
Well, it was for Mom. You know, she's 91. She's never
I see.
smoked
Okay.
a day in her life. And I was worried because she's sick, and then she wanted I want her to get sleep. You know, I want her to have
all right.
appetite.
Yeah.
Well, and did that creamer, did that help?
I really don't know. But I know she slept.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
That's a good sign.
and there were no adverse side effects.
Well, see,
No.
No. good.
I remember the call now because you're the guy with the 91-year-old mom.
Yeah.
And see, what's so important here is the people that are listening on this TV show, they might have family that are old. And see, they know that their family don't want cannabis, but if you put some in a tea bag and you put it in with some creamer and use some hot water and, you know, you can actually get some cannabis to the patient. And like you said, Mom is sleeping.
It's a good thing.
And that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for sharing that with us. You know, a lot of the folks are going through the same thing. You know, they have this trepidation about it, and they're finding out it's working, and it's like, hey, why is it we're denied? Why do you have to go through all these hoops to try and get this? That's not right.
Well, There's a lot of stuff's not right. I just get by with it.
Well, and we really appreciate the phone call because it's nice to hear that Mom is doing well with it. And if there's anything else, remember, the office is open Monday through Friday, 12 to 6 on the Pacific Standard Time. And we do this live TV show every Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Well, I have to say one thing. I'm very grateful for you guys to be there. I was surprised to visit you one time, and I didn't know you didn't exist.
Very nice.
Great. Well, we're glad we could help. Thanks for calling in. We really appreciate your testimony, sharing that with folks.
Trying to own up. I said I'd call, and I am. So.
And call anytime you'd like if you have any more questions, okay?
I appreciate that.
All right, buddy. Well, take care and let us know.
I wish you will, and that's a blessing.
All right.
Oh,
well,
thank
God
you.
bless you.
Yeah.
All
Have
right.
a good evening.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
And Mom,
Good day.
too. Bye now. Bye
Bye.
now.
How
Wow,
cool.
how nice. Very nice, you know.
Well, see, and this is a person who Mom is having a problem with sleeping.
Right.
Who the medication,
Well, there are other things.
it was not allowing her to sleep. She has cancer. And
Well,
all the
side effects, yeah.
And the cancer drugs were not allowing her to sleep. And so she was getting wore out. And he said she was starting to hallucinate.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I told him, well, you know, if you
Sleep
make,
deprivation, yeah.
if you take the tea bags and do and you use a little bit of cream, put a little creamer in it because the creamer is going to help, you know, use as an extractor. And you just heard it. He said, Mom's getting sleep. There it was. Mom's getting sleep. You know, there it is. You know, 91 years old.
That's what we're talking about, folks. When we talk about the PTSD, the other things, you know, this whole cacophony of drugs and stuff that the folks end up on, whether you're in the hospital or you're at home, you know. And we're finding case after case where these folks are utilizing cannabis, putting it into the mix there, and experiencing, you know, not just quality of life changes here, where they're no longer sick, they're no longer not getting enough sleep, they're no longer not able to eat and stuff. They're getting a whole cycle of good health there, but they're also saving money. And,
Right.
you know, we're finding that they're, instead of, you know, a dozen medications, umpteen times a day, amounting to $1,000 a month, you're down to just a few medications and less, you know, dosages, and now all of a sudden you're $100 a month here. Wow, you know?
The main thing is when we can do this and share this information with others and let others know that it's available. Well, it's an option. Well, because look, before now, it hasn't been an option.
Yeah. And even so, it's still hard to get it done. And so, you know, folks still need some help. And, you know, so we say, come on down to the Mercy Center and check us out. But also, we help folks across America and around the world. And we need your help to help them and to get this thing, you know, end this war on medical cannabis globally and help ourselves in the end. Because not only will we be free to medicate and have a quality of life, but we'll be also free to commerce, be able to, you know, do things about medical cannabis that we can export to other places.
Well, and that phone call we just had was just one morning at the Mercy Center when the guy called, and he's from North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. He's having issues in North Carolina, and she's got the cancer, and she's been going through all the treatments, and she's had all the issues, and he's called all the places and did all the things, and he finally got a hold of us.
Wow.
And
Excuse me, Sonny?
yes.
Hey.
Harry, we have another phone call for you.
Woo.
All right, caller, go ahead.
I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Is Mercy Center a dispensary, or what do you do?
Oh, well, no, we're a nonprofit organization. We're, you know, helping folks with the issue. We disseminate news and information on the issue, both here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. And so we help folks to get their card. We line up resources to that end. We help them to get some medicine now. letting them know again about all the different places that have medicine, either for folks to in some kind of cooperative give it out manner, or the dispensaries that are. And but more importantly, we try to help folks to get growing themselves or to match them up with a grower, and to be independent of dispensaries, really.
So you could help me get my medical marijuana card?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I also heard that the oral LCC is taking over the medical marijuana.
Well, there's a lot of bills currently in play in the Oregon State Legislature this session, and one of them seeks to join the medical marijuana program with the marijuana program, particularly in the area where of dispensaries. So I don't think that the process of registration as a card holder or growing your own is going to be affected by that piece of legislation. But patients should be wary, the case may be, of a bill that would take away the ability for patients to grow for themselves and other adverse changes to the program.
Are there any places having public meetings on that?
Yes, there are meetings, hearings going on for the bills on a regular basis, and you can check out the schedule at our website, mercycenters.org.
And one last question.
Uh-huh.
Is there any place that I could view that if I can't make it to the meetings?
Yeah, we have links to the Oregon State pages, and also Mercy tries to get down and do some filming of the legislative sessions ourselves. Both links can be found through our website. Of course, if you can make it down to the center, we have some documentation which also has linkage and reports on the bills that's happening. Oregon Cannabis Connection has a very good link, a very nice website that talks about the different bills in play, and you can visit that through our website, mercycenters.org.
Can I leave a donation on the website?
Yes, you can. There's a little donate button for folks to go and to help us to help you.
Okay, thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for calling, and I appreciate those great questions you had there.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye. Now, there was some good questions.
Yeah, folks really need to pay attention, because the Oregon program could end up gutted, much like the Washington State program was when they passed their legalization measure. The important thing is folks got to realize that medical cannabis and how it's utilized and the folks that are trying to utilize it is very different than the recreational cannabis side. We have a lot of folks that are not looking to get high. They don't want to smoke the great kind stuff and all. They're really looking to get well. They're looking to have a quality of life.
Well, and people that are not patients don't understand that. And the people that are patients should want to keep their cards. That's the importance of keeping their cards. We've had so much talk on that this past
Right.
couple of
Well,
weeks.
an important thing, difference here between the dispensaries and the process whereby folks are being to marginally exchange cannabis for funding is that there's no taxation in there yet, and that's going to be a big deal. The cities, the counties, and the state, particularly those that want to restrict it and prevent it from happening, are really looking to gang up and tax this thing. And it's already hard enough for the patient community to pay, $200 to get their card.
Right.
See? And that's one of the things that we're not seeing this legislative session. We should be reducing the fee. We should be changing the 12-inch rule. We should be all these
Well,
things.
and wouldn't that be something that people could be writing and calling about and asking, why
Yeah.
aren't the fees being lowered? Why isn't the 12-inch rule being,
I mean, there's a bill that's going to kick anybody out from being a daycare worker who's a medical cannabis patient. I mean, if you're a patient, you can't be a daycare worker, you know. That's a bogus one. There's a couple of others there, and like this joining of the medical cannabis dispensary or the program itself with recreational, you know, it's just wrong. It's kind of reefer madness based. And so, yeah, folks want to, you know, contact, you know, find out who your representative is and just kind of contact them and say, listen, I believe in cannabis as medicine, and I don't think we should be mucking about with it, which is just going to end up with people in the black market or people in jail, back into the justice system and all. You know, that's why we passed this law in the first place, was to, you know, not have this waste, not have this harm, not have these, you know, good people, you know, unable to contribute to society or to their families or in general because of this, you know, nonsensical law, a law that's, you know, pretty much based on a lie. So, you know, why we keep worshiping the lie and letting it rule our lives and stuff is, you know, well, it's up to the individuals, but.
Well, I think with the information out today, people are starting to see that cannabis is really good medicine. It's doing a lot of people good, bro.
You know, experiencing that, you know.
And look, that's what we're trying to put out. And if you have some good information about some cannabis that you'd like to share, please give us a call, come by the office, or come by on Friday night and
hey, Wednesday
night meetings, yes. Because patients, that's a good time to share with each other. You know, that's a good time.
Right. You know, folks frequently bring some excess medicine to share with folks, baked goods sometimes, plants, clones. You know, folks are talking about where can I get babies and all. Mercy Center, Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. at
7 o'clock. And you know, everybody has come by and said they're just selling them everywhere. They're selling them everywhere. They got them everywhere. What are they buying? I don't know.
Well, frequently they're buying a bunch of bugs because I'm hearing a lot of reports of where when you're able to get plants or clones, they're mite infested.
You never know. That's the thing, you know.
When they're not male or other problems, you know. Or some folks like to go with seeds too, and so that's very difficult to find. So.
Some people do like that though. Back to it depends on what kind of gardening you're looking to do.
Right, you know. There's you know, when you want to get growing, the dispensaries certainly aren't going to help you. There's very few organizations, cooperatives working there, much less resources. So, you know, you want to talk with the Mercy Center, you know.
Well, if you need some help, please come by, let us know, we'll help you. Hey, you know what? There's also a time on those meeting nights we have an opportunity for people if you need a caregiver or a grower. You know, because a lot of people just haven't had a chance to get.
Well, we have growers show up and we have patients, and then they talk about the different things. We got an email from somebody in Ontario. They were just, they went to a clinic, they got signed up, and a clinic gave them a grower and a caregiver. And they're asking, you know, how much medicine should I get? When should I get it? You know, what kind of form and all? They never discussed this with me, you know, and it's, well, not right, you know, that definitely, you know, should be
all discussed.
Yeah, and that's what happens at the Mercy Center. You know, if we can get you the Wednesday meeting and folks show up and here you are.
Barry,
Yeah.
we have another phone call.
Excellent. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, hello. I just mentioned to the guy, I was wondering what channel you were on. He said 23 on the cable thing.
Yeah, that's us.
He said, but I'd like to answer some more questions. And what I meant, I said, if you got questions, I don't mind speaking.
All right.
Oh, well, you know, we're just talking about medical cannabis, you know, and in your area, this is Eric, I assume, right?
Yes.
All right. So, like, it's a real problem for folks to find resources, you know, there in your neck of the woods there.
Oh, no. No. In Oregon, you know, it's everywhere. I got friends that grow. I don't have a license, so I'm kind of, you know, I don't talk too much about so many things. But if I need it, I need it, you know.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah. Not everybody's as fortunate, though.
I was told it cost like, you know, over $300 for me to get processed to get a license and all that. I'm sure I could get one. I just, you know, it costs a lot of money.
Right, yeah. And with legalization coming up soon, it's going to be less of a problem for folks, so hopefully.
Yeah.
But, you know, folks should still watch the legislation and make sure that the law gets implemented. I'd hate to see the recreational growers having to deal with that 12-inch rule, too.
Well, those are the things you want to watch out for, because we have so many things being bombarded at us that the real important stuff is getting missed. You know, that's what we have to watch out for.
Well, some reverse nonsense. I mean, there may be something about they had a while before about concealed guns. I mean, they had this thing about the daycare workers can't be patients for some reason. Every now and then, the prohibitionists will try to slip in some more negative legislature. I know they've got a couple of, you can't be within 1,000 feet of a school, and they're finding more places, any place that has a child that comes by, so parks, hospitals now, all this other things.
A lot of people would mention, hey, you know, marijuana is a gateway drug. Right? I heard that all my life. I'm 50. I've been smoking all my, you know, most of my life, except for a few years. But it can be a gateway thing, you know.
Well, and
you know what? I go over to my friend's house and I'm trying to, you know, get something. He's a grower and everything. But you know what? Some of the people, some of the traffic that comes in there is not all positive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and as far as the gateway theory, you know, the first off, that was disproven back in 1999 with the Institute of Medicine report, and the reverse is actually true. You know, they were finding that cannabis is a very good medicine to replace methadone and others to help in withdrawals.
My definition of a gateway drug, it's when, okay, let's say I try it and I have no more fear of it. I've done IV stuff, okay, bad, and once I did it, I wasn't afraid of it anymore. It just what kind of was a gateway?
Yeah.
You know,
All right, buddy. Well, you know what? Thanks for calling, and
All right.
please call back next week. Same time, same station, and take care of Grandma or your mom, and hopefully all goes well.
Well, I wish you well too, man.
All right.
All right.
God bless.
You too.
All right, you know, it's people like that call us and get all this information. That's how they take care of their family, bro.
That's why we do this show. That's why we do Mercy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Mercy TV.
All right.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.